welcome back to Chi Chats. And today we're outside. Yes, I'm still in Madagascar, and I'm ready to do story time. And guess what? We have a guest, my friend. Yay!
Hey.
Nina. Yeah, so this is my friend Nina from church, the church that I went to, English speaking church that I visited here, and you can kind of tell them.
Okay, I'm Naina. My full name is Nantenaina.
Can you say that in all Malagasy? Can you tell us your whole name in Malagasy? Can you tell us what you do for like a living? Can you tell us the church that you attend? Everything.
Okay, so my full name is
That's not Malagasy.
Okay, Yanaraga, Dre, Nantenaina, Rosafin Drabibi. Sami Vavaka Anglophone, ESC, English speaking church. Dito ako English speaking church in Chile. Yep. Ça miasa amin'ny informatica en tant que software developer.
That's definitely French.
Developer engineer. Yeah, I think that's all.
That's probably the most French you're gonna get out of him, which is so funny because he should be able to just naturally, but he always hesitates, and I just gotta be the one to be pushing him. And I'm the English speaker. What is going on here?
I don't know French, to be honest.
He knows French, he just doesn't speak it.
I don't. That's what you tell me all the time, but I don't.
You know some French.
I know just the basic, some words. I can combine different words together.
We're not debating.
But, yeah.
Can you just tell us in English now how we met?
Okay, so we met in church. Chile came to church and she was like alone, and the program was in Malagasy, and
That's not how it started.
She needed translation. Okay, that's how I met you. Like someone referred me to you to do some translation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave you translation from Malagasy to English, and from there we talked. You asked for my Facebook, and I invited you back to church again. The other Sabbath, I think it was Global Youth Day. Yeah, it was on Global Youth Day. Yeah, I invited you to come back to church, and I met you there, and
okay, let me help him out. So I came to church, to the English speaking church, which was my second time getting to attend church here in Madagascar ever, because the weeks before that were a bit of it's a part of the story time. It was a bit of a hassle. The first church I attended here was a French speaking church, and so I was told that there was another French speaking church on the property as well as English speaking, but the French one was a little far from where I was walking at the time, so I decided to go to the English speaking one and just try it out, see how it was. And so he met me after church. I had spoken to some persons and they told me that there was another service happening, and it was the afternoon program. Didn't even clarify that. So it was an afternoon program, and they were having like a prayer and fasting service, and I was fasting at that time, so I felt like it was just perfect. Let me just stay and be a part of it. But then they warned me that that service was going to be in Malagasy, so they found him to interpret, not translate. Yep. From Malagasy to English, and that's how it was. I was really emotional during the service because of everything that was going on with me here at that time. But he was a pretty kind soul. He did invite me to come back. Obviously, I'd already been invited to come back. No one needed to invite me anyway. I was going to come back. But I had been asking about Global Youth Day. Global Youth Day would have been 2 weeks from the day that I came, not the week after. Oh, really? So, yeah, because I came on March 7th, and Global Youth Day would have been March 21st. Yeah. It's okay, I have a great memory. So, yeah, that's how we met, guys. This cool dude here. For the ladies, how old are you?
Really?
Yeah, he's single and I'm
25.
Yeah, so You want to hit him up if you're into like IT stuff. He has a blog. I can put those stuff in the description. It'll be fun. So yeah, story time is going to be about like the adventures, just things that went wrong, but I still made the best of it and had a fun time. So the first part is about like my bus rides alone. After my host mom had basically, shown me the ropes about taking the bus, what to say, where to go, which numbers to take, she had to do they call it a mission. She just had to go and help with some human resource work in another town for the Malagasy Bible Society bookstore. I think they were like hiring some persons or something. And so that week she was going to be out of town, so I would be going by myself to and from work. What happened was, if I didn't go with host dad in the morning, where he would take me to a closer bus stop, which would make it easier for me to get to work, then I would have to walk a different route and then take the bus from there straight to work. So, okay, first day was like, yeah, we're great. I was supposed to take 194. 194 was coming from, do you know the hill where we walked for, that faces ShopRite, where you go up the hill and 194 is right, like the station, the bus station is there. That's where he takes me in the morning, takes us in the morning.
Okay.
So we went to that bus stop in the morning, so he just, so I could just take the bus and get off at Mateo. All right. So
what happened?
She always told me, take the one, oh gosh, take the one on the left, not the one on the right, because, that would be the right one.
Different directions.
Exactly. So I took the right one. And I remember she was telling me before that one of the buses that I get on, I can stay on it a little bit past Mateo, like right into Ampasapit. That would be right after the office. And for English, it would be Ampasapito. But Ampasapit, yeah. And so she was like, you can stay on a little bit. So I was like, okay, it's probably this bus. So I get on, they asked me, where do you get off? Mateo. Okay, I mean, they didn't ask in English where you get off. They were like,
okay, yeah, definitely.
This is the funny part. They're talking to me in Malagasy. I'm just here, like, just reading between the lines in my brain. And I just, I just tell them where so they can know how much money to take and give me back my change. And then I'm waiting. The person sitting next to me, whatever, being super nosy, was like, when we got to Mateo, he was like getting up to say, okay, isn't this your stop? And I was like, après, attends, like hold on, like, a little bit after, not realizing that this was the bus. This was not the bus that went to that one stop further from Pasabit. It turns to the left and goes down the street. I didn't realize until later, I'm jumping the gun, but I didn't realize till later that the bus that she meant was 135 that goes into my house. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on 194, like, yeah, wait. And he looking at me hella strange, like, this girl, didn't she say? And I felt so guilty, but I didn't realize. Getting on to the other road, I was like, okay, miss me out.
Can you repeat that?
I told him, I was like, that's their version of bus stop. So they looking at me like, nah, Trek, ain't no bus stop here. They're looking at me like, what's wrong with this girl? We done passed Mateo, and now you talking about your Miss Miala. I was like, Miss Miala, he lets me off the bus. They were like, no. So it went to like wherever the bus was actually supposed to stop. Because literally, like at home, we can get a bus stop, like we can get the bus to stop near bus stops or in between. These people, they don't do that here. They stop at precise bus stops. Only if there's maybe some traffic, they might slow down for you. Listen, I'll give you the details later about that. So basically, they went to the other stop, and I rolled my bungie off the bus, and I was just like, oh my gosh, wow. And I had to walk up the street from this bus stop to the direction where I was supposed to go for the. It wasn't too far off, so it wasn't horrible. But yeah, that's story one, and I was still early for work, hella early, like 7:30 in the morning. So
What time did you leave the house?
at 7, because he has to go to work and he's in a different direction, so he goes really early. Anyway, second day, was ready to take 196. Okay, so this one is from the Catholic University.
Okay.
Right,
Place.
the bus stop there. The bus comes down in the morning, but guess what? I didn't realize that there was two buses, like two types of 196. Like, with all of the bus numbers here, it seems there's like two types. Well, most of them, there's like two types. One that goes in a specific, a separate direction from the other, either going or coming back. And not realizing, because I always looked at the buses and I saw like this slab of like a sign. One that says, I never realized what they were saying before, but now I know. One says Pasapit, and the other one says Berik. So Berik, how do you say that? Say it.
Very.
Anyway, Berik. So the first time I took the right bus, it was good. I took the one from Pasapito, because at that time I didn't realize there was a difference, so I just took the one that was just, coming, and I got off, got to work, fine, good. The next day though, see, because the thing is, on the way from work to home, I can take 135 or 196. But she specifically told me, take 135 in the morning and 196 to go home. Why? Because the 135 in the morning will take me exactly where I need to go, which is that second stop after the Meteo, and then Pasabito stop right after the office. And then in the evening, 196 will always go right past the Catholic University for me to get off to walk down to the house. But no, I was like, when I'm with her, she like takes 196 sometimes. I don't know why she just didn't tell me the differences, and I would have been able to understand.
She's
like,
already more experienced than you.
of course she is, but I'm saying if she had just simply told me that there were two versions, maybe she found it hard to explain it to me. I don't know. She could have. She wrote these things down on a paper for me, in French.
You would have even gotten more confused if she did.
I was listen, after these days, I surely knew, honey. I knew. So 196, I took that and I was fine. Going home, same thing. The next day, I took the 196 again, not knowing any no distinction between one or the other. And I took the wrong one. Wow. I took the one for Berik. And this thing went all the way to Methuselah and back. And I was like, well, coming home, when I get... literally, I was like, shut your mouth, girl. I was like, okay, just... maybe they're just going in a different way and they'll end up the same place. No, this thing went to another bus, like a bus station where they just changed buses. I had to get off. I don't even know where to call this thing. It's somewhere in thy kingdom come.
You're very funny.
Like, I saw the station, I saw the road for the station when the taxi was bringing me back home from the airport last week. Because like the corner that Jean-Jacques so when right after what's the gas station that right after Société Générale is
there's a Total
and then
station.
It's the corner,
then the road going to the right. Yeah, that is called Danquera.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. But the point is, I'm sorry, I had my hand in the front of the camera. It was somewhere coming back to get to that road. There's an area around there that basically leads to the station for 196, that 196. And I was like, because I recognized it from being on the bus, because that's the type of person I am. When I take navigation, I'm just pretty good with navigation. If I go someplace, I won't
Okay.
Are you questioning me or are you believing me?
I'm questioning you.
How are you questioning me and I found your place like nothing? You haven't been here once.
Okay.
Have I ever gotten lost?
Yeah, you have. With the bosses.
With the buses that I didn't know. I'm talking about places I've been.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, you don't know me like that, see? Invite you on my show. So anyway, I'm just playing. Basically, I got off the bus at the station and I was like, okay, obviously buses have to I saw other buses like leave. It was just that they were changing and they weren't leaving at the time. So the other buses have to go. And I figure when they go, they have to end up going back because every 196 goes back by Meteo. So I was like, they will have to go that way. So I had my umbrella, boo. They was talking to me and I was like, honey, I don't speak Malagasy. It was so funny. And I just kept walking. And he said something to me and I was just like, en français, s'il vous plaît. Because I don't know what you're saying. And I just kept walking. And it was nice and hot. And I was just looking at everybody, just reading between the lines, just, reading the culture from what was going on. And yeah, I used my common sense, boo. I have that. And I waited across. I walked down the road a little bit till I saw a bus coming. And I got on the bus. And didn't say a word, not a mumbling word. And was looking at the all of like the different landmarks and houses and different, just basically paying attention to the journey for where I was going. And taking in the sights. And it was, I would have never seen that area if I had not gone on the bus by mistake. And I got off 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my.
Hella late, boo. I was late. And they were like, oh, Chile, oh my goodness, what happened? And I told them the story about what happened with the bus. And I had to laugh and cry at the same time. Laugh? No, I didn't really cry. I was just joking. But yeah, they were like, what? You need a phone. You need to have like a Malagasy number. I'm like, please, not. That's a waste. Dang helped me. Because they were like, oh, we were concerned. And I was like, I'm here.
Why would you call it a waste, having a phone number?
Because I wouldn't have had it that long. And then I would have gotten rid of it.
You could have asked someone to, like, get for you.
No, but that's what you know what? We'll discuss this later because they were actually supposed, let's not do that now.
Okay.
Because they were supposed to do that for me and then they never did. And I just was like, I'm not going through this jazz. So then it was a time where I took the wrong bus home. So there was this Friday. I think it would have been the same week. Was it the same week? Yeah, I think it was the same week. 135. No, this might have been a different week actually. This was the week when I went. I think she was back at work in town, but she stayed late at the office or something, and so I went home, and we're going back to the house, and it was like, listen. This is the details about taking the bus here. One, the buses keep moving. When they're in line, they don't do what we do at home, where the buses have to stop, and then you get on. When they have to move, if that traffic conductor say, let's go move this bus, obviously, not in English, they'll be moving, and if you need to get on the bus, honey, you have to run to the bus, okay? And a lot of the doors are at the back of the bus. Some are at the side, but a lot of them are at the back. So people are literally running. But listen to me. I told them, I was like, that is absolutely disrespectful in my country. You don't do that foolishness. But honey, you better get with the times because you in Madagascar. So listen to me. You be running. Literally, it would be like people would be clamoring behind the bus to make sure, because if there's not enough seats, they want to make sure they get in that bus before you. They gotta get that seat because, listen to me, 196s especially are of high demand. The buses will be packed because,
especially in the afternoons.
Yes, when school is out and stuff. Listen to me, it was crazy, and that's why sometimes instead of taking 196. Host mom would have us take 135, but again, she knew which one to take. Again, she should have told me the differences, and I could have made that, distinction, but I was tired of waiting for these 196s. I was hella full, and these people pushing and shoving and getting bus, and I'm like, Mama, I ain't about it. I ain't about it. But I pushing and shoving. Because you all want me to fight you all out here just to get on one bus. There's the people that go, they jump on the bus. Like, and I remember, like, hop, skip, and jump. I'm like, you telling me I gotta really run behind the bus just to get on it and hop, skip, and jump?
That's the unfortunate part of
and
being in Madagascar.
Dudes gonna be like, down, which is let's go, like, come on, like, try to hop on and listen to me. I was just like, if anybody was to see me record me doing this foolishness, jeez, just take the wheel. Anyway, so I took a 135. And where did that 135 go? Not the way that I recognized. It went down the road, and I was like, okay, good. I said, Jesus, please, tell me on the way. I good? Okay, it's 135. I fine. Okay. Not knowing when that corner came up where they was the other bus should have taken the left, he kept going straight. And I was like, oh, dear God, where's this bus going? And yeah, I was on that bus for hours, guys. It rained that day. It was pouring rain. So whenever it started pouring rain, people definitely want to take the bus. And I just stay in my little corner in the back of the bus all the time, and I just watch the view. We went into Antananarivo, we went into all sorts of places, and I just so far. But the thing was, again, just like with 196, I knew that it eventually had to go back to the area where I would have taken it, like for instance in the morning. It had to go back in that area. What is it? Zibizaza? I can't. Simbazaza. I don't. Spell it again. It's
Tsimbazaza. Timbazaza.
Timba. Okay. Tim or Simba? Simbazaza. Anyway, I'm saying it right, but he's not hating. So basically, the bus had to do like a stop thing too, but the difference was because it was pouring rain, and I talk in the streets flooded, okay? Flooded. I was like, no, Mama, I'm coming off the bus. And I was like, of the one day that I didn't put on my rain boots, the one day, because I didn't know it was going to rain that afternoon. Oh, sweet Jesus. I had these on, and they have like woven it's a straw. No, anyway, woven material will absorb the water, and I was just like, honey, like, because it ain't like regular, wet road or a little splashy puddle. I talking flooded. So if I put my foot in that, this thing is just gonna absorb all of that. But anyway, the guy looked at me like to say, like, if I ready to come off the bus, and I was like, didn't know what the heck he was saying, but I like, no, honey. And then people started running to get on the bus. So after he just left me, and I was like, if I have to pay another $1, because I had no more money. I had no more idea, okay? And I was just like, I'm staying on this bus. And yep, that's what I did. And the thing went where I realized now, maybe to, I don't know, I don't know if it went to Ancunja or something, whatever that, what is it place? We just went there the other day.
Ancunja?
Yeah, the where we went to before we to go to China waterfront. What is it?
Ancunjan.
It's
hard to spell.
It's not hard to spell.
Yeah, Ancunjan.
Okay, so the syllables get like diminished and like merged in Malagasy. They don't pronounce every little syllable, which even though they should, it's crazy. So we went to that area, I think, and then we ended up in that area to go back into like Ambushatub, and that's where Simbazaza is in that area.
No.
What do you mean no?
Simbazaza is not in Ambushatub.
It's not in. How could it be in Ambushatub?
It's a different place.
Yes, it's a different place, but it's along the same area.
No, it's not.
We're recording this. Where is it?
It's still far. You still have to go down. Okay, from Ambutatu, you see the roundabout. You go down the tunnel, then
to go to what, Analakil?
Not really to Analakil, but there's a tunnel going to Anus. Then from Anus, you go,
Look at
you
me.
turn.
Remember, we walked that road.
Yeah, we walked that road.
Okay.
It's
So
not there.
no, I'm
You
just
just
saying.
go down, then you turn left. There's an intersection. Okay.
After
Then
where all the cars and stuff are, with the little park, and then the cars and buses and stuff.
yeah, then there's an intersection, a very clear intersection. One going to Analakil, the other one going to Anus, and there's a tunnel going to Anus.
After,
Yeah, so you go through that road, then you still go straight there. Then there are a lot of turns. You still have to turn again. Then
Okay.
yeah,
Anyway,
it's a far place. It's never near that place.
all I'm saying is, I thought that was near there, but I guess I was wrong. But we're going back to Ambandi. Let's just go with that because I know that that's not exactly the place. It's you know the market, the road where we went. We bought the hat with the little scripture tile. That same road is where that ends up going after coming out of Abuja too.
Okay.
It goes there. It goes along that same road, but I don't know what that specific area is called. I'm sure it's slightly, maybe it's still Ambandi.
I think it's still part of Ambandi.
Anyway, but I know that that area has a different, I think it has a different name. Anyway, so when the bus finally rolled around the mountain, coming down the bush to go back toward Ambandi, listen to me. I was on a bus for hours. I was so ready to I hop, skip, and jump off that bus. Let me just tell you, I hop, skip, and jump to get on. I hop, skip, and jump to get off. I couldn't wait. But I was mad because it was still raining, but it calmed down a bit. And as soon as I got off to start walking, it just came down a bit harder. It came down harder, and then I had to try and run under one little like shelter place and try. I was literally hopping, skipping because I was trying to avoid water from like flooding up my shoes. And I was wearing a skirt, and yeah, I had my umbrella and everything, but the umbrella wasn't gonna help my shoes, and so I was just like taking shelter for a few minutes. People came passing, people come to go pee. I didn't just come to go. Listen to me. People just want pee in front of me when I don't understand. Anyway, people want me to come and pee under my shelter, and then it started like leaking in certain areas, and I was like, dear God, and it was getting really windy and cold, and I was like, oh, I just wanna go. Let me go. Oh my goodness. I waited after some time, and it just wasn't stopping. I think maybe it calmed down just a little bit, and I was just like, flip, this is my window. I'm taking this window, and I ran. Okay? I ran, walk, jog with my umbrella and yeah, my shoes were soaked. Because when you get to the hilly section of the road, the other road, to get towards the house where the Catholic University is, that water be just running down coming down the hill, and yeah, it's no joke, people. And it was already dark by then too. So people were just trying to run from the rain, run from cars. Yeah. And I was running from puddles, running from the rain, and yeah, finally ran down those stairs that just kill you if you're going up them. I ran down those stairs to finally get to the gate of the house, and that was the most relieved I was to get to the house. One of the most relieved. And my shoes, like I said, were soaked. But yeah, that was my adventure. So I learned the difference between the 135, the 196, and the 194. It's just like, but the 194 was like the easiest, like the less consequential one. Whereas 196 is probably the one that was the most, because 135 wasn't that bad either. It just was really, really long. Yeah.
That's the second story. And the third one?
That's not even that's the third story. 194, 196.
And there's still another 135 from my place.
Anyway.